Hey, welcome to Mind Your Own Biz, the podcast where we help small business owners with big dreams build something authentically you. I'm Alicia Yervis, educator, marketer, designer, nacho enthusiast, and your big sister in business. I'm excited for us to have this cozy spot to chat. Each episode, we'll tackle candid conversations, actionable tips, and a few fun tangents to help you run your business your way. Because business is always personal, no matter what anyone says. So grab your iced coffee or those nachos, and let's get started. Hello. Welcome to Mind Your Own Biz. I am your host, Alicia Yervis. And today I'm doing something kind of different. Everything's different because this is like only the third episode of my podcast. So everything that I do is like, hey, I'm doing something different. I'm doing something new. Um, but what I wanted to do today is, if you don't know already, I have a social media marketing course, social media content strategy course. It's called Content Strategy Doesn't Have to Suck. And I've just completed the third cohort of this course. And it's a lot of fun. It's 6 weeks long, so it's super doable. And only 4 of those weeks are where actual like modules of lessons come out. I give you 2 bonus weeks for implementation, which is very, very helpful, I find, where it's not just, I'm not putting more stuff on your plate and it's like, hey, like let's hang out in the Facebook group, let's support each other, and get stuff done instead of just more and more added and never really um like completing anything or moving forward with intention. Um anyway, I just finished the third cohort of this course. It was great. I've loved having this course over the last couple years as an additional stream of income, as an additional asset that I can open the doors to periodically, and it's been a lot of fun, and I learn a lot with each launch of the course. I love talking about this subject matter, how to use social media effectively for a small business, and put more of yourself into your content so that it all kind of feels more like yourself. And the actual strategy that I work on with my private content strategy clients, my 4-step process that I feel works really well. I teach you that in this course. And so I'm going to be opening the doors again sometime in 2025, probably March-ish. I love the ish. So don't hold me to that, but probably March-ish, February, March, April, somewhere in there. Um, and one of the things that I do in advance of opening the doors to my course is I normally, in addition to a bunch of, um, free downloads and resources and content about content strategy, like very meta, um, I also run a free masterclass in advance of opening the doors. And it's important to me that my master classes, which is basically like an online, it's like a webinar. You come, you watch me give a presentation online, and I have slides, and we talk, and there's a Q&A, and you get a workbook, and it's fun. There's a chat, and it's important to me that my master classes, whether you decide to enroll in my course or not at the end of the master class, I want to make sure that you learned something during the master class, that it was valuable, that you have things that you can implement into your business like right now, um, regardless of if you decide to continue the journey with me on your business's social media content strategy. And I've been running the same basically the same core content in this masterclass for the last 3 launches of my course. And the reason I've been running the same core content is because I believe so much in these 5 quick strategies as something that can make a really great impact in a short amount of time. Again, whether you enroll in the course or not. And so every time that I finish these master classes and, open the course doors, close the course doors, and then shift to a wait list for the next enrollment period, I always get folks DMing me or emailing me, "Oh, I missed it. I know there was a replay, but I also didn't watch the replay. Is there any way I could watch the webinar?" And so I thought it would be a cool idea to give you the highlights reel version of my masterclass as a podcast episode. Because though, of course, by attending the masterclass, it's more, um, interactive, there's more visuals and things to go with. I still think that listening to these concepts will be helpful. So if you're washing the dishes, if you're jogging, if you're feeding the baby, if you're Christmas shopping, if you are folding laundry, if you're cooking dinner, whatever you're doing, I would love to, like I said, give you the mini condensed version of this workshop. And so that's what I'm going to do starting right now. So as I'm doing this, just so you know, I literally have my Canva presentation up on my laptop right now, and I'm just gonna wing this. I did not like rehearse this. I'm just kind of clicking through, and there's probably gonna be sections that I'm gonna skip and all of that, so just bear with me. But I think this is gonna be a lot of fun. Okay, so the last time that I ran this masterclass, it was called Connection Through Content. Grow your biz and attract dream clients by being more you in your marketing. Learn 5 fun ways to sprinkle your personality into your social media content to attract that kindred spirit audience. All right, so here we go. So, as you know, I'm Alicia Yervis. I'm a marketer, designer, podcast host, educator, and nacho enthusiast. Much more on that later. And I'm your host for today's training, where you're going to learn 5 fun ways to sprinkle your personality into your social media content to attract that kindred spirit audience. I'm the founder of Alicia Yervis Creative, an award-winning marketing and design agency based here on the Jersey Shore. I come from an arts marketing background and spent more than 15 years working behind the scenes at some of the best entertainment venues here in New Jersey. And now I work with entrepreneurs to make your brand uniquely your own and help you be yourself in business. If you want to learn more about my background, you can check out my podcast trailer and also episode 1, where I dive into that a bit more. So, whether that's through content strategy, web design, branding, or marketing support, I'm here to make sure that you and your biz sparkle. All right, so before we get started into these 5 strategies, I always like to kind of start off with this quick question, and I want you to think about this for yourself. Um, if you were a song, what would it be? Like, if your business was a song, if you were a song, what would it be? And while you're thinking about that, I will share mine. So mine is totally What a Feeling by Irene Cara. You know, the theme from Flashdance, right? Because I just love the message. Take your passion and make it happen. And isn't that exactly what we're all here to do? So I want to know what your answers are. So send me a DM, comment on my Instagram post about this episode, send me an email, leave a comment on Spotify, put it in your review on Apple Podcasts. I want to know what song you are. Okay, so quick overview of what we're going to cover today and how it kind of all works together in the social media marketing big picture. So I'm going to teach you 5 fun and easy methods that I've used in my own business that show you how to infuse more of you into your social media content so you can post more authentically and connect more effectively with your dream clients without trying to be someone you're not. And this can pave the way for you to connect with your kindred spirits, which are the people who not only admire your work, but resonate deeply with who you are. And these are going to be actionable steps that you can implement right away to put you on the pathway towards building that know, like, and trust factor for your brand, which is really a key component of developing a social media content strategy that resonates with your audience so you can build genuine connection with them. People want to know the person behind the brand. They want to know you, like you, and trust you, which leads to them choosing you. So, why do you need a content strategy for your social media presence? Well, a content strategy is really a game plan. It helps you get clear on your goals, boost your visibility, figure out what kind of content works best for you, and saves you a ton of time and stress. Because without a strategy, you're just kind of throwing stuff at the wall and hoping it sticks. And by the way, I've been guilty of this too. Sometimes to this day, I'm guilty of that. But I know it always does better when I have a plan, at least a semblance of a plan, concepts of a plan, if you will. So we want to make sure whatever it is, it works for you and your brand. So here's just a few things a solid content strategy lets you do. It helps you determine your audience, figure out your brand persona, make a plan, and measure your results. So now that we understand a little bit more about how this all works together, let's get going on this, going over these strategies because I'm really excited to teach you these cool ideas. And by the way, if you have any questions about this stuff or like after the podcast or anything, shoot me a message. Email me, drop me a note through my website, find me on Instagram, DM me, whatever. I am happy to help. Okay, so starting right out the gate with an unpopular opinion, you don't have to separate the business from the personal when it comes to social media content. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know, but just hear me out, okay? Somewhere along the way, we learned not to reveal too much about yourself in business. But today we are breaking that belief because I don't know about you, but if you ask me, business is personal. It is so freaking personal, actually. And you know that old cliche, like, oh, it's not personal, it's business. That's a load of crap because business is so personal, especially your business. It needs your personal touch, it needs your personality. You are what makes your business what it is. Like, did you notice the name of my podcast? Mind Your Own Biz. Okay. Like, and I go into this more in my podcast trailer if you go listen to that. But I really I wanted it to be kind of a play on words. Because like with the word mind, like I wanted you to, think and be creative and let's brainstorm, but also like the phrase own biz, because like you own your biz, right? And then finally, I want you to not worry about what everyone else is doing. Mind your own biz. Don't look sideways. Look straight ahead. Okay. And stay true to yourself. Because imposter syndrome is rough. And, uh, I really think that that whole idea of, you know, trying to, um, or just that idea that business is not personal. I just don't believe that. I really just don't believe that. So let's shift your mindset and start embracing that idea and reverse engineer that into the content that you share on social media. Because remember, you are your brand. So I want you to think about Ben and Jerry. You know, Ben Cohen and Jerry Greenfield, founders of Ben and Jerry's ice cream, right? We all love their stuff. We have for like decades and decades. They are one with their brand. And not just because of their names and their faces, but because of how they've created the company voice and how they use their platform to share their company mission, their values, and grow brand awareness. And they have a statement on their website that literally says simply, we believe that ice cream can change the world. So do I. So think about that. What are some other entrepreneurs who you think embody their brand? Think about that as you're listening to this episode or as you're next time you're scrolling, doom scrolling at night. Um, Try to think of some entrepreneurs that you connect with the brand themselves. I think of Steve Jobs. I think of uh, the lady that founded Spanx. What is her name? Sarah Blakely, I think. Uh, so yeah, love to see how companies do that. Um, so one of the things that you can do to kind of start putting yourself in this mindset of sharing more of yourself online, and having things feel more authentic. And you can even do this exercise after this podcast episode if you're feeling saucy. But I want you to, from today forward, start thinking about your overall social media content as a magazine of you. And I really believe in the power of visuals big time. So I'd like to suggest you start creating a mood board to guide you through curating the idea of that magazine. Creating a mood board can be a really effective way to visually communicate ideas. Um, it can help inspire the tone, the emotional feel, and the aesthetics of that magazine of you. And by the way, one of the easiest ways to do this is by creating a Pinterest board, but I'll go over some other ideas in just a second. Um, I can tell you that my clients absolutely love doing this step with me. I really think you will too. It's a lot of fun. You know, like how you probably have maybe created a vision board or you've gone to a vision board workshop. This is similar. It's not exactly the same, but it's similar. But just think of how helpful vision boards can be in, visualizing things and allowing you to have some sort of an image map to go with. So you can start this process by gathering inspiration from various sources such as magazines, websites, social media, even like actual photos or screenshots you've saved in your camera roll on your phone. Think about all the screenshots. You probably have thousands, excuse me, thousands of screenshots on your phone. I know I do. Um, of stuff that you're like, oh my God, I love this. I took a screenshot and never looked at it again. Well, now's the perfect time to go through that treasure trove and see what's on there. Or literally go through your house today and take pictures of your decor, your clothing, your artwork, furniture, keepsakes, accessories, all that kind of stuff. Photos of what you've already curated in your own life. Then you're going to pick colors, images, quotes, and textures that align with your personality and aesthetic. And what themes are you noticing in the stuff that you save and share? Is it similar colors, sentiment, subject matter, goals, lifestyle, etc.? Then you're going to organize your chosen elements on a digital platform, like what I said with Pinterest, or even like a physical platform like a poster board. And you can even search for mood board templates on Canva and have a lot of fun customizing yours. Get out the glue, get out the scissors and the glitter. have a good old craft night, or do it on Canva. It's fine. And then using that new curated mood board as a visual reference when making your next social media post or your next email newsletter can be really helpful. And remember, a mood board's just a tool to guide your creative vision. So have fun with it and just let your creativity shine. It's really fun, right? Um, I really think that this practice gets your mind thinking about the personality of your brand online. I create mood boards for every single design related project, whether it's logo design, video creation, website development, whatever. I really can't stress how much fun it is, but also how much it helps because it ensures that we're on the same page as our client and that we can all kind of see where things are going to be heading. And mood boards are meant to inspire next steps. So hopefully you can see how completing this exercise, it's like an important step towards making a content strategy and visual representation for your brand. And even though it's super simple, it'll really have you thinking differently about your personal brand and the content that you put out there. So I want to just be 100% clear that if any of the following sounds like you, I think you're really going to get a lot out of this episode. So, would you say which of these three is most like you right now? One, I wish I could be more authentic on social media while also standing out. Two, I often feel stressed about figuring out what to post on social. Three, I feel like there's something missing from my marketing but don't know what it is. So, which one of those sounds like you? Um, and there's no right or wrong answer because whatever your motivation, whatever your reason is for tuning into this particular episode, I fully support you. I am just here to help you on your social media content strategy journey. So, when I first opened my business in 2017, I wanted to prove that I was quote unquote professional and trustworthy. So, everything I put out in those days was very formal and freaking cringe as hell. I really struggled with my content and messaging. I felt the urge to be just very buttoned up and correct and proper in everything I wrote or posted. And it always felt blah. It was like, right? Like it was so unlike me. It wasn't how I talk or look or am. And it just felt so boxy and structured and conforming. It was really frustrating. Like, I'm sure, if you're listening to this, you've had moments of, relating to that. And then one day, you know that scene in Alice in Wonderland where she's like, I give myself very good advice, but I very seldom follow it. Like, that's how I felt one day. I was always encouraging my clients and my audience to be themselves in their marketing and their messaging. And then I realized I wasn't freaking doing it myself. Like, talk about an aha moment. Um, why are we so hard on ourselves? Like, why are we afraid of having fun? Why can't we color outside the lines like in kindergarten? So I'm encouraging you to be brave enough to be yourself. And that was when everything changed. And I decided to just be me. I really let go of how I thought I should be doing things. And when I started to embrace this idea in my marketing, my photos became less staged and polished. My copy became way more conversational, and I just allowed myself to have fun. And so, in my Instagram bio right now, and in many other places, by the way, part of my title, how I refer to myself, even on the about page of my website, is I say marketer, designer, educator, nacho enthusiast. And I regularly get DMs that read, You had me at nachos. Oh my God, I love nachos. Oh my God, nachos, me too. And so my most mentioned quirky marketing attention grabber has landed me many clients, and I'd love to help you find your nachos too. So, one of the best tips I can give, no one is an exact replica of you. You are your brand. Be yourself, and you will find your people. So, the content you publish will attract the right people and repel the wrong people. When you try to speak to everyone, you're speaking to no one. And by the way, you're not for everyone. And that's a good thing. Think about it. By trying to appeal to everybody, you are not standing out. Because if you're just posting and writing and acting like someone you're not, isn't that a form of false advertising? Like, you don't want to be doing that, right? One of my clients, her name is Katie. She has an acupuncture business here in New Jersey. It's called Kismet Acupuncture and Apothecary. And we had worked together on her web design, social media content strategy, some of her branding stuff to make sure that her authentic self was accurately represented in everything she put out there for her acupuncture practice. She knows who she is, she knows she's not for everyone, and that's okay. She knows that's okay. She's got hot pink hair, she's got tattoos, she loves David Bowie, and she is growing her fempire by injecting these nuanced tidbits into her marketing, into her online presence. She's growing her business by being her authentic self. Um, and her clients absolutely love it. They love the creative kind of, bold and funky stuff that we put into her marketing. Like for example, there is um a design we made for her for some ads and for some pop-up banners at her vendor tables and stuff that literally says, now remember, she's an acupuncturist, right? It says, just let me stab you. You're gonna love it. And people just love it. So many of us fall victim to the idea that making your content general and quote unquote fine will capture more people. But when you get specific with your content and your messaging, you grab the attention of more of the right people you're looking to connect with. And with Katie and Kismet Acupuncture, we even had to make merch. We have stickers, we have buttons, I think we have some magnets, because people just love, like her, you can't see this right now because you're listening to a podcast, but if you look up kismetacupuncture.com or look her up on Instagram. Her brand is very like hot pink and black. It's very bold and fun. She has this awesome, adorable, like little cartoon avatar of her that looks just like her. And so we made all kinds of merch for her brand. And, people just love it. So why be like everyone else? That is so boring. And if this just seems like a crazy dream to you, like I get it. I know it's hard to imagine publicly stepping out of your cozy comfort zone cocoon, but I'm going to show you how these results can become your results too, because you can totally do this. You can go your own way, you can be yourself and grow your brand. You don't have to abide by outdated business traditions and what you think you should be doing. Don't should all over yourself. All right? So I hope you're feeling a little bit relieved to know that you don't have to follow some cookie cutter approach when it comes to marketing. All right, so moving forward a bit, infusing your personality into your social media content is a great way to build real connections and attract people who truly get you. When you show up as your true self, you naturally build that know, like, and trust factor that makes your audience feel more connected to you and your brand. People actually want to know the real you. Yes, I really am serious. They do. People buy from people they like, and by sharing your authentic self, you're creating an experience that feels relatable and trustworthy. Your brand becomes an extension of you, and your audience feels that personal connection. Like, that feeling of, oh my God, this girl gets me so well. Oh my God, you really get me. Oh my God, like, same, same. That's what we're going for here. And by the way, including yourself in your posts does not make you braggy or icky. Okay? It is okay to be proud of yourself and your work. And sometimes when we are our own cheerleader, it also allows the opportunities for other people to celebrate you. And that's okay too. You did start your business so you can make some money, right? Like, it's okay to promote yourself so that you make some more of it. But don't worry, I'm going to teach you some tips on how to promote your business in creative ways that don't feel silly. All right? So let's dive in. By the way, speaking of diving, I put a picture on my business page about a pool day at my friend's house. And again, you can't see it because you're listening to a podcast right now, but it's a picture of me like with my hands under my chin, like I'm posing like I'm a little 5-year old, and I have these big stupid goggles on my face. There's a giant beach ball behind me. It's a ridiculous photo. But I posted the picture anyway. So much engagement. So much engagement, you guys. People love seeing people, and I don't mind being silly. Just saying. Um, so everything that I'm sharing with you today, like these are just going to be suggestions. Each strategy that I'll share with you is tried and true. And they even stand the test of time against algorithms and like changing fads. But if you don't like a suggestion or you're just not feeling something, just skip it. It's okay. This training is just meant to guide you, nothing set in stone. And in fact, the whole point of what I'm teaching today is that you can do your own thing. There's always a way to make something your own so that it feels good to you. So just remember that. All right, here we go. Here's some ideas you can implement literally today. Strategy number 1, embrace your quirks. So, as usual, some of the most important things I've learned in life were learned on Sesame Street. Like Big Bird says, what makes you different makes you special. So think about it. Like little peculiarities are what set you apart from everybody else. They make you different from other service providers or creators or entrepreneurs in your industry or your community. By the way, sidebar, I got to go to Sesame Workshop in New York City and attend a Muppeteering lesson uh last year. Was it last year or the year before? I forget. But um, it was freaking incredible. I got to meet some of my fuzziest heroes. I basically spent the entire morning trying not to cry. Hashtag best day ever. Am I right? Like it was amazing. You can find the pictures on my Instagram. You have to go back a little bit, but oh my God, it was the best. Like Sesame Street, I Sesame Street made me, okay? All right. Moving on. So, with embracing your quirks, get creative here. Let's brainstorm about those differentiators and see where you can sprinkle them into your marketing as a little content confetti. So a few ideas to get you started on your brainstorm. Do you have a hidden talent? Do you speak more than one language? Are you a super fan of a band or a sports team? Do you have a weird habit or hobby? Are you known for an unusual physical or personal trait? Are you obsessed with a certain topic like true crime, pop culture guilty pleasures? Do you have an unusual achievement? What's your favorite food, season, smell, color, travel destination, fashion or style, show or movie? Here's an example I found online. I found this person, there's a copywriter named Sally Fox, and I was looking at uh, her social media bio, and it says copywriter for ethical, sustainable, and purpose-led businesses, desk plant killer. So she's many things, but you'll probably mostly remember that she's a desk plant killer. And remember I told you about my nacho thing? So what's your nacho thing? Think on that and include that in your bio or your hook, your about page, your captions, your graphics, photos, videos, and more. And if you're not sure what sets you apart or what makes you unique or interesting, ask your friends, your family, your coworkers. In fact, while you're thinking about it right now, go ahead and send a text or a DM or put up a Facebook post and ask, what's something that you always associate with me? I bet you'll be really surprised at the recurring themes that you'll hear in people's answers. Um, so can you see how like embracing and highlighting your quirks in this way would help you and your brand stand out a bit from others doing what you do? Hope you're starting to see some ideas there. Okay, strategy number two, work in your visual vibe. So as I mentioned, this is very connected to that mood board thing I was explaining earlier. But this strategy is where you really think about your vibe, your aesthetic, the fashion that you're attracted to, the decor in your home. Basically, all the things that you've curated in your personal life further define who you are. And you are your brand, so let's incorporate those things. Has anyone ever said to you, like, oh, that's so you, or oh, this thing reminded me of you, I had to get it? Like, if you could see my office right now, it's full of like just tchotchkes and gifts and little knickknacks and stuff that people have literally given me over the years because something about it reminded them of me. Lots of Lisa Frank stuff, lots of Rainbow Bright stuff, lots of 80s stuff, lots of Broadway stuff. Um, Lots of nacho stuff and taco stuff. So think about that. Pay attention to that stuff. You could also even incorporate like some real life or stock photos that convey who you are with pops of color in your existing branding. Like, look around you right now. Are there items or backgrounds in your personal life that could also connect with and complement your existing business branding? For example, let's say your logo is like red and black. And you want to put up a post that talks about a quick win for your audience, or you want to teach them something, or a quick tip or whatever. Maybe you could wear a black top and hold a red coffee mug. And then, when you post that and you intentionally do things like that over time, eventually that magazine idea starts to take shape with what I was talking about earlier, right? And it feels like on brand. It feels cohesive. Maybe there's, it's the fall and there's like a amazing red leaf pile behind you or a tree, that just turned red and you could stand in front of that. Or maybe there's a black notebook with red polka dots or, I don't know. But think about that, like how you could be more intentional with some of those photos. Of course, absolutely, I want you to be authentic and real and take candids and, all of that kind of thing. But maybe the next time you're making a Canva graphic, think about how you could pull in some of those colors. Um, and also, I didn't have this in uh the master class, the workshop that I'm reading off of right now, but or that I'm pulling content from as I'm talking to you. But another thing that you could do is think of some I again, I come from a theater background, so I'm going to call them props. Think of some props and even some like costume pieces that you could have that you could like seek out, like go buy them or find them at a garage sale or at Goodwill or, whatever, um, that could be useful the next time that you're making a video or pictures or whatever. Like, for example, I do not wear glasses. I'm blessed with very, really, like, really great eyesight, but I bought a pair of blue light, like, glasses that you can wear to help with reducing blue light from like computer screens and stuff. I bought them because they were hot pink frames with glitter. I was like, I need that. And I've used those glasses even like to wear them on my head or, use them in some Instagram reels or whatever because it's a cool pop of color that goes with my brand. I also have a pink sequined curtain that sits behind me on my Zoom calls. So that goes with my brand. I have a pink phone case that goes with my brand. I have lots of pink coffee mugs and notebooks and pens and you know what I'm saying? So like think about stuff like that. If you see something that's like matches your branding or like maybe your branding is a nice like seafoam green and peach, like if you see stuff like that, the next time you're at Target, excuse me, um, or the next time, you're at a flea market or whatever, or you're browsing on Etsy, get it. Get a couple things that match your branding, because that can be awesome for pictures and video. And hopefully you're getting some ideas on how you can try this out. Okay, strategy number 3, share your interests. So, talking about your interests, your values, your passions, and your hobbies is extremely important because it allows you to find common ground with your audience and it fosters connection and bonding and it makes you more relatable. So, what's a hobby that you love to do in your spare time? Or what stuff did you love to do when you were little, but maybe you don't do anymore? Where did you recently go on vacation? What concert or movie did you go see? What's super exciting for you to talk about? And by the way, I would also include sharing your values here, um, because quick question for you. If you are over filtering your messaging for fear of offending potential clients who may take issue with causes or stances that you're passionate about, or who may be rubbed the wrong way with who you are or how you present yourself, or who may not click with your style or your personality or how you run your business, why the hell would you want to work with them anyway? Like, for real. If sharing your values results in someone unliking your page or unsubscribing from your email list, or you lose a project or an opportunity, let's remember all of those things free up space for the people, places, and things who do want to hear from you, work with you, learn from you, and know, like, and trust you. Those kindred spirits that are out there waiting to find you. So, are you being yourself in your content? Think about that. Are you worrying way too much about what others might think about what you do or say or think, even though you know better? Remember, those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. They're not your people. That makes sense, right? I know it's a hard pill to swallow. It's like I'm simplifying it here because I'm holding a microphone, but it's true. It is freaking true. All right. Number 4, strategy number 4, use your own voice. And Ursula says in Little Mermaid, what I want from you is your voice. That's what I want here. The tone of voice that you write your copy in is a very important part of your brand because, and actually might even be more important than logos and photos and color scheme and stuff. So, how do you get started with using your own voice in your social media content? Good news, there is no need to reinvent the wheel. You can start by assessing your current, I'll call it your Insta voice. So look at your current content, your posts and stuff that you have out right now. What style does it sound like? What public figure feels similar? Does that feel correct to you? Then let's look at some things you've already posted or written. Make note of the times where it feels truly like you and see what you can extract from that. You could also go through your email inbox or DMs or texts and find a few convos with clients that you like chatting with and pull things from there. You can even use AI to help further with this by training it to understand how you talk in your existing copy and letting it help you draft new content. Um, so, moving along, you can also try making a voice recording or a video of yourself creating a caption verbally and then listen back to it while typing it out. This is a great example of like writing how you talk. And I've got one more trick for how to talk to one unique person when creating social media content. This will help grab the attention of more of the right people that you're looking to connect with. So, if you're struggling with how to write a post or a newsletter or a blog or whatever, and you feel frozen on how to articulate yourself, think of one singular person you know really well and write it specifically to that person, just to them. You can even pull up their picture to look at while you type. Like pull up a photo of a friend on your phone or on your computer and look at them while you're writing to them. Think of how you would say stuff if you were texting, right? And when you're done, delete the, hey Sarah or whatever your friend's name is, and change it to hey my friend or whatever, intro you want and reread it all. And I bet you'll find that it sounds extremely authentic and personable, and it was probably easier to write than ever before. So start revising your captions, your emails, and your web copy in this same way. And by the way, marketing and website and email writing should be in first person. So like me to you, not her to them. Like, I'm writing from me myself. Um, and always writing to that one singular person. So I hope you're going to try that. It's a really, really helpful strategy. Okay, number 5, let us see you. So remember earlier when I asked if you felt like something was missing in your social media content, but you just weren't sure what it was, the missing thing is you. And that brings me to this strategy. Let us see you. No, so now, before your palms get all sweaty, like, let me explain here. So, while it's true that people love seeing people and that photos of you, the one pulling all the levers and making it happen, makes your brand seem more approachable and personable and reminds people of who the heck is running this account, we can broaden what that means and get creative here. So besides like obvious selfies, which I highly encourage you to do, here's some other ways we can quote unquote see you. Candid photos of you at work, time-lapse videos of you in your zone of genius, sharing personal stories and anecdotes, sharing childhood photos, flashback photos from business or life milestones, photos of your family and loved ones, photos of your staff and team, your kids, your pets and home life, lyrics or quotes that you love, memes that you relate to, your favorite sayings, lessons learned like trials and traumas, imperfect and polished moments, or imperfect, unpolished moments, excuse me. Just some ideas there. Like, isn't it cool to see the different ways that you can let us see you beyond just photos actually of you? It's a little less intimidating, right? And by the way, just going back to pets for a second, pets are really popular. People love seeing animals. So if you're gonna post your puppy, you're probably gonna get a bunch of engagement. Just saying. So hopefully, like, this is all seeming a little easier than you thought. And I do have a bonus strategy. Strategy number 6. Talk about your one big why. This is your story for why you do what you do. And it also includes points of connection for your ideal clients. Everything should always connect back to your why. So think about that right now. Like how I asked you in the beginning to think about if you were a song, if your business was a song, think about your why right now. Because like we all know entrepreneurship is a roller coaster. I talked about that in the my podcast trailer in episode 1, I think in episode 2 as well. Like, like we're we keep choosing this life and it is not for the faint of heart. So why do we do it? Why? So while you're thinking about that, I'll share mine. Like I wanted more freedom. Now, what's hilarious is that I when I first started my business, I'm like, oh, this'll free up so much time. Like I want more time. No. No, 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 no. I don't have more time. Um, but I do have more freedom. And I think that's really what I meant. I wanted the ability to be fully free and creative, do things on my own terms without needing to run everything past, an army of people to approve every little period and pixel in whatever I was doing. Um, and I wanted to do it my own way. I didn't want to rely on someone else's time or someone else's dime, as my friend Amy Porterfield says. And I really enjoy bringing my vision to life and helping others succeed. Now, that said, it's like a very bipolar kind of existence because when you run your own business, you're like, oh my God, like there's nobody else. Like, amazing. And then on the other hand, you're like, oh my God, there's nobody else. Holy frig. I know we've all felt that, right? But I wanted to use my unique talents to help a variety of folks in different kinds of businesses, working on lots of different kinds of projects, and kind of like, as corny as it might sound, like spread my wings and do my own thing, my own way, my own path. You guys remember from my first episode, I talk about the curly Q freaking path that my life has had. Um, and yeah, I wanted to try this and go my own way and do my own thing. And just have that freedom to be as creative as I want. And remember, imposter syndrome is really like a seriously like bitchy villain. Um, and if you feel held back because you tell yourself, ah, someone else already does what I do. Well, imagine if Pepsi said that about Coca-Cola. Like, come on now. This is a big, wide world. There's room for everyone. That includes you and your story, and nobody is going to tell it or sell it in the exact way that only you can. I hope that's resonating with you. So, to wrap this up, if you only remember one thing from this episode, let it be, courtesy of Dr. Seuss, today you are you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you. It is truer than true, my friend. You are special. You have a story to share, and people want to know that story. And nobody will teach, offer, create, or serve it in the exact same way as you will. And that idea is the most important part of developing your social media content strategy. So I really hope these 6 strategies have been helpful. I'm excited to see how you implement them. You can even start today if you wanted to. I hope you've had fun learning with me while you're making stew or on a bike ride or whatever. Um, and this is really the first step of your social media content strategy journey. Why was there a weird delay there? That was weird. Content strategy journey. Okay. Um, but it really is the first step. And if you want to take the next step, oh shit, here she comes with the pitch. Um, you've got 2 choices. You can try to take what you've learned today as a starting point, spend your free time Googling, researching, trial and erroring, YouTube tutorialing for a few months or years to get a handle on it on your own, piecing tips together, or you and I can do it side by side, where I will teach you the entire content strategy process, start to finish, that I use with my clients and my students. So if you are interested in having me virtually hold your hand to create your social media content strategy, then I am inviting you to join the waitlist for my online course. Content strategy doesn't have to suck. You can sign up for the waitlist right now at aliciayurvis.com/waitlist, and you will be first to know when doors open again in 2025. Like I said, it'll probably be March-ish. But it's a lot of fun, you guys. Like, I have happy students who are putting in the work, doing the thing, and transforming their social media content and getting great results. So let's turn your social media into a magnet for your dream clients. Content Strategy Doesn't Have to Suck is a 6-week course that will actually be fun, doable, and will help detangle the what, why, and how of creating and implementing a social media content strategy that feels true to you and connects with the audience you're trying to reach. And I'm here to help you get clear on how to represent yourself and your business through social media content that feels fun, authentic, and truly you. And this course is designed to cut through the chaos and give you the tools to show up confidently on social media, connect with those ideal clients, and have some fun while doing it. In just 6 weeks, you'll go from feeling overwhelmed with social media to having a clear plan that reflects your personality, connects with your ideal clients, and gets you in front of the right people so you can confidently grow your brand with ease. There's just a few things you're going to learn how to do. Identify and find your target audience, figure out your messaging and visuals, plan out your social media content, and get it seen. You're going to build a strategy that not only saves you time, but also feels completely aligned with who you are. You'll finally know what to say, how to say it, and how to reach the people who truly get you without feeling overwhelmed or lost in the process. There's even a VIP level option that comes with extra perks, which you'll find out about later. But this is a really, really fun course, and I believe I packed everything into it that you will need to have this effective marketing platform for yourself. There's 4 implementation modules teaching everything you need to experience the shift from sucky to successful when it comes to the what, why, and how of creating a content strategy that feels true to you. You'll know how to define and understand more about your target customer and how to make content that will resonate with them. And you'll learn my proven process for developing your brand's persona, content pillars, and aesthetic world so that your hot off the presses strategy feels like an extension of who you are. You'll get guidance on creating engagement so your content actually gets seen and you're not just freaking shouting into the void. And you'll learn 3 of my absolute favorite time-saving tips for content planning. Like, this part alone is magic. It's really, really fun. And it's all done in a way that doesn't suck. And this course is a perfect fit for you if you're a solopreneur who's tired of feeling overwhelmed and scattered with your social media content. You want your marketing to feel more like you and less like a chore, but you're unsure where to start. And you're craving a strategy that connects you with the right people, those dream clients who really get you. So again, if that feels intriguing to you, get yourself on that waitlist, aliciayurvis.com/waitlist. Much more to come on that, but you got to be in it to win it. So if you want the details, sign up so I can send them to you. All right? Doors will open again sometime, like I said, in probably March-ish. But I also have lots of other cool programs and things coming up that I'm going to fill you in on. So get yourself on that wait list and I'll keep you posted on everything. All right, my friend. Hope this was helpful. If you have questions, shoot me a DM, send me an email, and I'm happy to help. And by the way, if you're enjoying this podcast, please, please, please consider subscribing and leaving a review or a rating. It really, really helps me. So thank you so much, and I will see you again on the next episode. Happy creating!